in America do we consider arming teachers while failing to pay them a livable wage. Only in America do survivors have to go and start GoFundMe pages to afford mental health and trauma supports. Only in America do we expect survivors who have barely buried their loved ones to make the case for policymakers to save lives. Only in America do we normalize mass shootings and the trauma left behind. Now, when a partner loses a spouse, we ascribe the word widow or widower. When a child loses their parent, we use the word orphan. There is no word to describe a parent who has suffered the devastating sorrow of losing a child. The unimaginable pain, grief, and trauma of burying your own baby. It just goes against the natural order of things. And with gun violence now the leading cause of death for children in society, now we're searching for a word for what do we call a surviving parent who has been robbed of their child due to a massacre.
So-called assault weapons or weapon of war, as some of my veterans in my community call them, that the easy access to them is even mind-boggling for those that serve our country, but even in some of these communities had no idea that's how accessible they are. That a lot of the parents don't even realize that this person was able to just go to the corner department store and get it. The American people don't realize how accessible these weapons of wars are.
The NRA spent about $250 million in 2020 alone. That's more than twice the entire salary of Congress combined. In 1 year, lobbying against gun safety laws. There's also this discussion about anything but a gun, but that these are about violent people, but yet we aren't doing anything about addressing the actual root causes of misogyny, where 2/3 of mass shootings are connected to domestic violence, or the emergence of white supremacy radicalization, mass incarceration, and poverty, and the connections between that and mass shootings in our communities.
If a pharmaceutical company failed to warn customers about the known risks of one of their drugs, they could face thousands of lawsuits. But we allow the gun industry to sell weapons without taking any precautions to protect children and families from fatal accidents. Mr. Suplina, do you think the gun industry would do more to protect children if Congress ended their immunity?
Absolutely.
Would ending the gun industry's immunity put gun manufacturers out of business?
No, it would not.
In the 1990s, lawsuits forced Big Tobacco to pay for the harm they caused by marketing cigarettes. Just last year, Big Pharma agreed to pay $26 billion for communities devastated by opioids.
Madam Chair,
victims of gun violence also deserve their day in court. They deserve justice.